guys, Assalamu alaikum and hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. कैसे हैं आप लोग सब? I hope that you're enjoying my videos and आप लोगों की जो likes आ रहे हैं, comments आ रहे हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा मैं मज़ा कर रही हूँ ये सब पढ़ के। आज की जो चिट चैट है बहुत ही एक ज़बरदस्त मेरी एक यंग को स्टार हैं जिनका मैं इंट्रोडक्शन कराऊंगी, तो आपको भी सुन के जो है बहुत मज़ा आएगा। तो चलते हैं उनके इंटरव्यू की तरफ, लेकिन सबसे पहले आपको मेरे चैनल को लाइक करना है, सब्सक्राइब करना है, कमेंट करना है, फीडबैक देना है, शेयर करना है, बेल आइकॉन पे हिट करना है। सो लेट्स गो इन चिट चैट। So guys, I have with me the gorgeous, the enigmatic, the super charming and the super talented हिरा खान, जिन्होंने जो है वो अभी रिसेंटली अच्छे खासे जो है ना उन्होंने तबाहियाँ मचाही अपनी एक्टिंग की स्किल्स में। इन you've seen her in वो पागल सी, you've seen her in मेरे हमसफ़र, you've seen her in गुरु as well, और अभी जो हमारा जो ड्रामा चल रहा है जो कि शायद अभी ऑन एयर हो चुका होगा, प्यारी निम्मो, इफ़ दैट इज़ द वर्किंग टाइटल। उसमें भी जो है वो हिरा बहुत ज़बरदस्त जो है वो अपनी एक्टिंग स्किल्स जो हैं वो दिखा रही हैं। हेलो, हाउ आर यू हिरा?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction.
Not at all. And आज हम जानेंगे हिरा से बेसिक जो मेरा आज की जो चिट चैट है विथ हिरा इज ऑफ कोर्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम हर वर्क एंड एवरीथिंग, जो कि आप लोग देखते भी हैं, अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ दैट इज हर लव स्टोरी विथ अरसलान। So firstly, congratulations on your marriage. It's a very recent marriage, and I see that set पे जो है वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें तो manage कर रही होती हो and all of that. But of course, before we dive into what the marriage life is like, what the married life is like rather, what was this? We saw on internet all over, on YouTube, on your page, everybody was sharing the unbelievably romantic proposal जो आपकी तरफ से गया अरसलान को। तो what was all of that and what sparked that idea that you wanted to propose? I think it's a very positive message that you've given for the women as well out there, that women can also propose, and it was such a heartwarming video, I swear. I saw it like so many times. I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet. And the dance and everything was so well prepared, and the choreography, the placards, ये वो सब कुछ इतना प्यारा था। तो क्या थी पूरी कहानी?
So for the proposal, I've always been, when you're watching YouTube, तो आप बचपन से वो flash mob videos देख रहे होते हो that people do abroad and all of that. So I always used to have this in mind that if somebody does this for me, that would be great.
अच्छा.
But then what were the odds? Like Pakistan में doing something is so difficult, doing something of this sort. And I remember that I used to go to work सुबह जब मैं रास्ते में होती थी, I used to listen to some music, और मैं सोच रही होती थी कि someday I'm going to do this. And I always had this in mind that I want somebody to propose me, but at the same time, I want to be dancing in it.
Achha.
So that wasn't possible, of course. So I was like, nahin, I should, do it how I want to do it. Plus, Arsalan is one of those humans in my life. The people I've met a lot of people before I was getting married. Not that I've dated a lot of people, but he is that human जो deserve करता है this special treatment, because through all thick and thin, he has been my best friend, and ever since we have met, we have been friends. Even now, we have been friends. तो मैं चाहती थी कि he has done so much for me, तो मैं कुछ थोड़ा सा तो memorable.
So what was the beginning of that friendship?
Our beginning was very unconventional. We literally met through like a mutual friend, and we were friends. We used to hang out and everything. We never used to. I found him cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's very not the kind of people that I date or I've been with. He was very different. He didn't like me at all.
Achha.
We were polar opposites, and we were like, nahin, we're good friends, and that's how it's going to be.
Achha. So then when did the romance sparks start flying?
I think we became such good friends, and we used to share like literally everything with each other. At one point in time, we actually thought that it would be a good idea if we get married.
अच्छा।
बिकॉज अगर हम किसी और से शादी करेंगे तो द
तो वो जो दोस्ती वाला फेज था वो कितना, मतलब बी दैट इट वाज डेटिंग और बी दैट इट वाज हिज बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स, कितना अरसा था वो?
we have been together for the past 2.5 years now, and no, not even 2.5 years, like 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years. तो 3 साल से हम लोग दोस्त थे. I knew him, and even in like दूसरे साल तक we never ever thought that we would get married.
अच्छा.
Because I never liked him, he never liked me. And
Not
we
in
were
that
like,
sense.
Not even in any sense.
But
We
नहीं,
were
दोस्ती
not-
तो थी ना.
हाँ, बट वो वाली दोस्ती होती है ना, टॉम एंड जेरी वाली दोस्ती, चूहे बिल्ली भाग रहे हैं एक दूसरे के पीछे, बट you know, at the end of the day we knew that we have each other's back, so we would never admitted that I like, even now till date I see him talking nicely about me in interviews or the videos. हमने कुछ शादी से ना testimonials अलग अलग लिए थे, मैं कल रात को ही वो देख रही थी. तब he talks अच्छी बातें बाद में, अभी भी he will never say that, you know, I love this woman मेरे मुंह पे, या you know she's nice or whatever. अभी भी we have this equation.
Acha.
Yeah.
So okay. So now, you know, I mean, we'll come to that later on. So you know, like that entire you know friendship period that there was, you're saying कि वो बड़ा एक चूहे बिल्ली वाला एक वो जो relationship होता है. लेकिन do you think कि you know like that love has to be there for you to feel कि हाँ यार, now I need to get or want to get married to this person. कभी ना कभी तो वो love में transform हुआ होगा नहीं?
I feel like I've dated somebody before this, and I was in love with that person, like head over heels. I was like, this is the love of my life, and I'm gonna marry him. And I told my mom and everything, and that didn't work out. With Arsalan, it was like, you know, he checked all the boxes. He was an honest man. I saw how he was raised, he was with his mother and everybody around him. And when we became such good friends, we saw that, you know, we cannot be without each other. There's no way that if
so of course there is a difference between love and lust rather.
Yeah.
तो एक वो thin line मैं नहीं पूछ रही हूँ कि जी वो thin line क्यों कि वो lust कभी था कि नहीं था, वो मैं नहीं पूछ रही हूँ. मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि that feeling of wanting to be together, I think that is what defines love,
but
right?
I mean like love is very subjective. You know, it's for some people, I know what you're talking about, the butterflies and the, you know, that feeling. I never had it. I never had a honeymoon period with him. I never felt that, oh, I'm going on a date or he got me flowers. और अब मैं ऐसे कहती हूँ यार, मतलब शादी हो गई है मेरी और मेरा, तो कभी तुम्हारे साथ वो वाला टाइम ही नहीं रहा कि जिसमें हम एक दूसरे को प्रपोज करें या डेट करें या oh I love you baby, और no, never, that never happened. But that there was this one point where I realized that I cannot be this comfortable and this transparent with any other person on this planet. Plus, the way he supports me is my biggest cheerleader. So I was like, yeah, I think, you know, and plus, I feel like his mom had a very big role to play in it, because when I met his mom,
I've read that you said कि वो मेरी अच्छी दोस्त थी, and you know उनसे मेरी अच्छी एक understanding थी.
Yeah, I met her twice, and then वो अरसलान के पीछे पड़ गई कि ये लड़की कौन है और से तुम अगर क्या दोस्ती क्या होती है, शादी करो, मतलब you know तुम्हें भी शादी करनी चाहिए और ये वो. Then he asked me that, you know,
if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you were married, and how old was he?
As old as we look.
Okay, what's the age difference then?
Arsalan मुझसे एक सेकेंड 4 साल बड़े हैं.
4 साल, okay. And you think that that's a good age gap, you know, मतलब एक maturity levels में एक वो आ जाती, बराबरी आ जाती.
Yeah, because men, if they're, for example, if they're 28, so I think mentally they're 24. This is I don't need
no,
to,
for
you know,
sure it is.
Yeah.
It's a known fact, you know, and I think that it's something which I don't really want to blame men either for that, you know, because एक growing एक stage होती है हर एक की, और you know like कि आप एक बच्चे को जो है वो expect नहीं कर सकते कि जी वो 2 महीने की उम्र में वो चलना शुरू हो जाए. भाई क्यों चलना शुरू हो जाए, मतलब जो उसकी एज है एक maturity की, एक certain emotional understanding की, वो EQ, IQ, वो सारी जो चीज़ें हैं वो developments time लेती हैं. तो अगर लड़कियां उस तरीके से डेवलप हो जाती हैं जल्दी, because of, you know, it could be bodily changes, it could be those bodily changes affect your mind, affect everything. So I think even bodily, you know, like men do mature at a later age, and that affects the maturity of the girls as well, you know, like जो जब वो एक certain पीरियड से गुजरती हैं तो वो जो चीज़ है वो उनकी मेंटल चीज़ को भी चेंज करता है.
Yeah.
So I do truly feel that boys do mature a lot later, and I
Yeah.
do personally feel as well the age gap between me and my husband is 8 years approximately. So and I think that's a perfect age gap, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't think at all कि वो बहुत ही जो है ना वो बड़ी उम्र का है. He was 32 and I was 24 when I got married. So which was perfect, you know,
Yeah.
for me because जो हमारी जो एक understanding है वो बहुत अच्छी थी understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, you know, like we've gone through that period of the friendship and the so-called dating, and then, you know, so yeah, you were coming to the fact that, you know, like the proposal, that is something that you felt that you wanted to do, but then eventually, whose decision was it to actually get married? Or there was no decision, it just kind of like transformed and one thing led to another?
I think I asked him that, you know, listen, we're really good together. That was very early. You know, और मजाक मजाक में शादी की बात होती थी तो ये वो. So he was like, he was always like, no, I want to focus on my work and you know. So then that never like, you know, we never had a conversation about it ever again. But then when I remember it when I was working, both of our parents, like our family, started to meet because किसी दोस्त की शादी हो रही है, everybody's together, कहीं जा रहे हैं, everybody's together. Then they planted that seed in our brains that, you know, listen, I think you guys are very good together and, you know, you should get married or you go. And then Arsalan asked me out and he was like, listen, I think तुम्हें मेरे अलावा कोई बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाएगा. So, you know, we should get married and all of that. And उसके बाद
So then you decided कि मैं जो हूँ propose करूँगी.
I did because he asked me out, so I was like, I'm going to propose to them.
अच्छा, तो did he know about the whole plan? He didn't.
Nothing. I was shooting in Lahore, and I used to discuss it with my co-actors there. Yeah, I'm planning something. I don't know if it's gonna happen, and everything happened on a 2-day notice.
Oh
like
my God.
one day, I approached certain people that I need some people who can
Backup
dance.
dancers
Yeah,
type,
yeah,
हाँ.
yeah, they can dance, and they were not even backup dancers. They were like literally kids university में who were
Okay.
doing good like dance
हाँ,
groups
हाँ.
वगैरह.
अच्छा.
So I was like, I need some people. I asked my sister. She's also a dancer. She dances really well.
हाँ.
So उसने अपने कुछ दोस्तों को बुलाया, कुछ मेरे दोस्त आए. We did 1 day की practice. My sister choreographed the entire thing. उसने पहले मुझे सिखाया.
Wow.
फिर एक दिन उसने सबको बुलाया because everybody was a professional dancer, so they picked up like this. और कुछ ज़्यादा मुश्किल था भी नहीं. Then I asked another friend कि listen, you have to make those marry me वाली thing, and वो भी बड़ी मुश्किलों से पहुंची. But I think everything came together in what 3 days.
Wow. And you know when you see the video, if we are allowed to put that video, अगर उसके वो copyright कोई claim ना हो YouTube
I think copyright claim तो आ ही रहा है because of the songs. वो तो
अच्छा सॉन्ग का, लेकिन वीडियो तो हम चला सकते हैं.
हाँ,
वीडियो चला, चलो सॉन्ग ना चले, वीडियो चला देंगे. तो वो जो पूरा जो एक चीज़ है जिसके अंदर अरसलान, you know, like his expressions and all of that, it was like, you know, कि I was also wondering, मैंने कहा यार इस बंदे को पता है कि नहीं पता है कि ये
because Arsalan also told in the other interviews that he's a very introvertish person. So if something happens to him, he's not like me. He would not be like, he was in shock.
He was in
like,
shock, yeah.
What just happened, you know? How did you, like, you were with me yesterday, we were hanging out, and how did you manage? And after the event was over and everything, I was like, are you even like, he's like, Hira, I need time to process all of this. You know, you gave me this ring. Where did you get the ring from? How did this come? Where did so he was in that state.
You could see that, you know, you could see that whole thing in his expressions, that, you know, he was just like like a little boy. I've been hit by a tornado. Okay. So now that entire thing happened, and you know, you got married and everything happened, and then comes the real life that starts as a married couple. So how is that going?
I think I had a lot of preconceived notions about marriage. And that initially, we would just talk that, listen, how is this going to work? Are you going to be the husband? I'm going to be the wife, and this is what we're supposed to do because this is how it works.
The roles are defined.
But then eventually, and that led to a lot of confusion, not even chaos. It was confusing, you know. But then we decided that this is our marriage and we are going to decide how it's going to work. And that's what we did. I mean, life has become easier. Life has become, it is chaotic because I take a lot of pressure of a lot of things, even though it's not required. But it's like, you know, you have someone by you, good or bad, sick, in sickness and in health, and somebody to fight with, somebody to just, there's
Vent
somebody,
out.
yes,
हाँ.
somebody is there with you. So that's a good relief. And I feel like there's so much barakat, alhamdulillah, in our lives.
So I have to also say कि हिरा और अरसलान जो हैं उन्होंने एक बहुत एक I would say एक major step उठाया है as a young couple that they have shifted alone. They've shifted शहर भी, मतलब लाहौर से कराची आ गए, दोनों के घर लाहौर में हैं, लेकिन दोनों अपने घर बार छोड़ के इकट्ठे जो हैं वो कराची आ गए because of work as well. And I would honestly say that it's not easy. It's not easy at all, you know, like having being a very, very young couple. And you know, trying to figure things out, being in a new city, you know, like and being in Pakistan for that matter, you know, the security का इतनी issue है, जितनी आपको you know, इतना ज़्यादा आपको हर चीज़ के बारे में आपको you know ख्याल करना पड़ता है. It's definitely not easy, you know. So I'm really happy that you know you guys have figured it out, and this is something that I feel कि लोगों को इस चीज़ में इंस्पिरेशन लेना ज़रूरी है, यू नो, कि आपकी शादी है, आपकी ज़िंदगी है, आप किसी और के कहने पे जो हैं वो आप अगर चलेंगे तो आपकी ही ज़िंदगी जो है वो आगे और ख़राब होगी. सो हाउ इज़ इट दैट योर ओन parents felt about you moving out, or his parents or mother rather felt about you moving out and not being with them, you know, that typical kind of a, you know, thing कि oh, you know, शादी करके हमारे पास वो वाली एक जो सोच है.
I feel like we both had moved out before our wedding. So, you know, we both were, I was constantly in Karachi, but Arsalan was coming back and forth. And he used to live अपने boys के साथ, and I used to live at my place. Now that we moved together, that was a different scenario. That was also a confusion at this point, कि maybe because Arsalan just has his mom. और वो लाहौर होती है. But I think they never, I think I'm very lucky in this regard that my mom-in-law or anybody from my sister, I think मेरी शादी को 6 महीने हो गए और मैं 11 दिन रही हूँ वहाँ पे total. And they've never made an issue about it. In fact, they're like कि हम वहाँ पे आ जाते हैं to comfort you, to look after the house, तुम्हारी सौ stresses होते हैं. You know, they've been very, very supportive, alhamdulillah. They're like कि नहीं, you know, we understand it's your work and you have to work. शादी का मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम घर बैठ जाओ. But I miss them a lot. Like I love being in Lahore. I love being in my sasural because I am
Pampered?
just there. I am very, very spoiled. I am very pampered. I just sit back and you know, घर का एक सिस्टम है जो मेरी मदर इन लॉ चला रही हैं और मुझे उस सिस्टम में कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So that is something that I miss from my. I'm always complaining that I want to come to Lahore. मैं कैसे आऊँ अम्मी please ये वो, and she's like अच्छा हो जाएगा, काम खत्म हो जाएगा, वापस आ जाना.
Excellent. चलें जी, this was, you know, Hira Khan's entire love story, starting from the time that she got to know Arsalan till the time that she got married, and what married life is now like for her. And I see her on set, हम लोग जब इकट्ठे होते हैं, you know, तो of course जिस तरीके से हर औरत जो है वो अपने घर को मैनेज कर रही होती है, you know, like स्टाफ को मैनेज कर रही होती है, ग्रोसरीज को मैनेज कर रही होती है, अमिया को मैनेज कर रही होती है, यू नो, वो सारी चीज़ें हम सुन भी रहे होते हैं और हम इग्नोर भी कर रहे होते हैं कि हाँ यार ये तो ये रोज़ का स्ट्रेस है ना, हर औरत इस चीज़ से गुजर रही होती है, मियाँ बीबी इस चीज़ से गुजर रहे होते हैं, यू नो. सो इट्स नथिंग विच इज़ सरप्राइजिंग और अलार्मिंग और ओह अच्छा ये ऐसी बात कर रही है, ये कर रही है, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट मैरिड लाइफ इज ऑल अबाउट. So I wish you all the best in your career, in your marriage, in your further life. You know, whatever it is that you and Arsalan both want to do. You know, I hope that you achieve that for yourselves. And definitely, you know, Hira से भी मेरी बहुत दफ़ा जो है ना एक वो kind of like heart to heart, you know, बातचीत होती रहती है. So of course, I think that is also very important, you know, to maybe reach out, you know, कि भी क्या कैसे क्यों, you know, to find you know, people who you want to learn from or you want to maybe just talk to, you know. I think that's very important as well, you know, कि what you have been doing, you know, like I'm not saying कि तुम मेरे से तुम, you know, like कुछ सीखो, ज़रूरी सीखो या whatever, but yes, I think, you know, gaining inspiration from talking to, or just from learning about other women, I think it's it gives you hope as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
talking
much.
and having
Thank
this
you for your
chit chat
time.
with me.
I
Thank
loved
you.
it. Thank you. Bye.
So guys, I'm sure that you really enjoyed listening to Hira's story. मुझे भी बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आया बातचीत करके. So this is my chit chat segment. आप लोग जो है वो मेरी जितनी भी chit chat की playlist में वीडियोस हैं आप लोग ज़रूर देखिएगा. मेरे चैनल को लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, कमेंट करें, फीडबैक दें, शेयर करें, बेल आइकॉन पे हिट करें. बहुत सारा प्यार जो है वो pour in the love and share, and बहुत सारी दुआएं आपके लिए. खुश रहें हमेशा, and lots of love. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.